Hey, welcome back. This is part 2 of my BTD6 modding tutorial. Oh wait, I don't talk like that, never mind. I had some questions about the difference between copying a weapon and an attack model. So, just to demonstrate the difference, I added two upgrades. One copies the Inferno Wings attack, and one copies the weapon. And then you'll almost demonstrate it quickly. So this is a copy of the attack. Notice, just like that, fireball goes a long distance. Now, when I use a version that copies the weapon, you notice it can no longer attack that far. Now, the reason because of this is that the attack model holds the 999 range that the Inferno Wing has. However, the weapon does not. So when you try and copy a weapon and then slap it onto the pre-existing attack, it still refined to this circle. Whereas with the attack, it still has that global range it inherits. If you need a reminder on how to copy an attack model, you would get the tower and then get the attack model using get attack. But in this case, there are two attack models in attack shooter because there's still that attack that goes within the range of the Inferno Wing. So this function just gets the second one at this index, and then it gets added to the tower. Whereas for the weapon, the same function gets the second attack model. However, this time I'm taking the weapon from that attack model and adding it to the existing attack on the tower. Now that I have that out of the way, I'm going to quickly show how to grant a tower camo detection. So this simply doesn't detect camo at all, and you buy this upgrade, now can shoot camos. The camo detection is handled using these two lines: remove filter invisible model, and setting the projectile to hit camo. The first line, because as I mentioned before, the attack model handles targeting. This allows the tower to target camo balloons because it can no longer filter invisible balloons. At the same time, this allows the projectiles to actually hit the camo balloons. Here's another use case of filters. Let's say I want to add a weight support bottle to a tower. This is something like jungle drums, where it grants nearby towers an attack speed bonus, but I want it to only affect a certain type of tower. So in this case, just to start off, I copied the Monkey Village's jungle drums, and I'll change the multiplier to 0.5, it's a 50% damage bonus. However, weight has a filter property where it'll accept number, so filter model. And then within this list, I would put my filters. So this time, because I want it to be a military, I'm going to do a tower set filter filter inset. Okay, here it is. Filter inset model. I just need to fill in some information. So the filter in set model, it'll filter towers by its type. This is usually used for primary training, for only affecting primary. So set on military. And there we go. I'm going to try running this. Now that I'm in game, I can show this off. So gains bonus. This third monkey does not, because it's a primary. However, the sniper is a military, so now I can see it's getting that bonus. Next off is a tier 3 upgrade. This simply copies the Moab Eliminator attack. It has unlimited range, albeit a slow attack rate, but I wanted to make it so it only attacks Moabs. and for that reason I'm going to need to add a filter. So here's another taste of filter. This also has a filter. So filter Moab model. Put a name, filter, and I'm going to try running it. You can now see in game I put the Moab specific eliminator and the ceramic. It's not using the Moab eliminator attack. However, the moment a Moab shows up, you can see it tried to shoot it. Once again, just wait, and yep, that works. You can't use the Moab eliminator against regular balloons because I filtered it out. Next up we have abilities. So currently this is just a copy of Rocket Storm. Can look at it go. Rocket Storm. It just tries to shoot rockets in the direction it's facing. Similar to attack models, ability models are stored within the tower. In this case, I just copied it from the Dartling Gunner. In most cases, ability behaviors refer to stuff that the ability does. It also has properties like the cooldown, which I'm going to set that to 20. And for this case, I want to get the activate attack model. What an activate attack model does is it means the ability will activate an attack model temporarily, and put a lifespan of 5. In this case, I want it to be a sun avatar attack, so that means I'll have to get the attack model of that sun avatar. I'll get the long range version. Now this does not include the camo detection, so I'm going to have to resolve that as well. You'll have to repeat this every time you want to make sure a new projectile can hit camos. Now within this there is a list of attacks that it's supposed to use. Now currently the first instance is supposed to be the Rocket Storm attack, but I want to replace it with the Super Monkey attack. So now I'm going to run this program. Now that I'm in game, I can show you the altered ability. So now when it tries to use Rocket Storm, it no longer shoots rockets, it just copies the Sun Avatar attack temporarily. For the tier 5 upgrade, I'm going to simply go through how to apply a custom icon, and then I'll go on to custom textures. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to drag a PNG image from a folder and then drag it onto the file within the project. If you did that step correctly, you should see that the image has been added to the project, and it should appear under the class file. You're going to next want to right click that and go to properties. Under the image's properties, you want to go to build action and then change that to embedded resource. This will mean the image will be included in the DLL file when you compile a mod, and the mod is going to be able to use that image for some of your modded textures. Once you embedded those images into the project, you can use these lines to change the mod upgrade's properties. That way the icon will be the image you included. I also put this line, this is if you want to change the portrait. And this can be a completely different image if you'd like. As you can see in game, the custom portraits and icon worked. So see here, and now it has the custom icon. Now I'm going to go on to custom textures for this tower. To start, to start the process, I applied a modded display to the tower via .apply display. So template 050 is initiated at the top. Then you can see here, this will take an existing display. In this case, it takes the Dirt Monkey's regular display, and then here you can modify it. But first I need to obtain the textures. So first, it's going to want no.dump. This will export the textures. And then this will just export some useful information about the display. So first I'm going to need to run this in game, place the tower, buy the upgrade, and it's going to run this code. That way I can get all the textures I need in order to work this. I just need to use the modded display once. So I just do this, and there was a brief amount of lag, but the game just outputted all of its textures. Because I included print info in the modded display, various information about the Dirt Monkey's display has shown up in the console. I'm mostly concerned about the generic renders. You can see by the directory in the top left, the texture was saved to dump textures, and you'll find this, well, in this case, this weird mix of textures, some from other towers, but you'll have to work out which one belongs to the tower you're trying to retexture. From closer inspection, you can tell on the bottom left, this is obviously a Dirt Monkey right here. So I'm going to just use this texture I just created, for example, and cover it entirely. And then this is going to be diffuse for the Dirt Monkey. Similar to the custom upgrade icon, you're going to need to embed in the Dirt Monkey diffuse into the project in order to use it. You'll have to do that for everything you want to include in the mod. We have the textures dumped, and we have the required information about the node, so we can delete all this. Now we know that the skin mesh renderer is at index 3 based on print info, so I can do this. But you get the third one, material texture, and I'm going to set this to the texture that's embedded. So template, this is the namespace which is showing up here. Key fuse. So now this renderer here at index 3 is going to be set to this texture. So I'm going to just run this real quickly. And now for the moment of truth. Place this, upgrade, 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 and there we go. The monkey is now red and green. Even though Christmas isn't here yet. I hope this video helped you with creating some Bloons mods. I'll fill in the bottom path if there's anything else I need to cover, like air units. But thanks for listening, I suppose.